Hello, welcome. Ryan's Thoughts and Cars. Hit record. Hit record. Hit record. So this whole video series and this channel is about being 50 years old and living in 2025 right now. Um, it's March, and sometimes it's a day-to-day thing. Sometimes it's a thought that hits my head, and I come out to the car and I talk about it. And I started making YouTube videos, and I got a car channel thing that I do, with a similar thing, where I talk about cars. And I don't know what it is. It's the long drives. Like I have long drives with all the jobs that I do, and um, I'm actually finding talking to the camera is therapeutic. It's kind of weird, It's something. It's something really weird. Something I never thought would be a thing. But I think a way of journaling day to day life. Somebody else can connect with it. Something that I say, something I talk about, and to know that we're not alone out there in the world, I guess, because this is really the only way we're really socializing now is through social media, some form. And my generation has been doing it since it started. You know, my generation was the generation basically started, social media. We grew up with it. Grew up without internet. Grew up with the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about. If you're at my age, I guess. If you're younger and stuff, there's wisdom to be found from old people. I found that sitting around the table when aunts and uncles, cousins, and everybody would come over to the house, and everybody would run their mouth off, and they'd all tell you stuff. And I don't think people have that nowadays. Personally, perfectly honest, right? The other thing, I was watching a video earlier this morning, and what's gone from today is in society is shaming bad behavior. What I've noticed my entire lifetime growing up here and becoming old now is that good behaviors have actually been the ones that are being shamed. You're not rewarded for good behaviors anymore. The people who are rewarded are people who have and show and exemplify poor behavior and antisocial behavior, and especially in the workplace, um, but just in general. If you're a kind, decent human being, you actually are not rewarded for that. You're actually People try to take you down for that. I that might have been the case all throughout history, but I think it's more prevalent now because now it's in the news. You know, now it's in the it's if you do something good at a job, you're penalized, and if you do something good for another person at a job, you are penalized for that. And if you are selfish and treat people like shit, you are rewarded. You know, you're rewarded financially. You're rewarded, with pats on the back. You're rewarded with rewards. Awards. Here's your gold star for being a dick. You know, I find that to be it's probably been like that this whole time. I'm not really sure because my entire time growing up, whenever you help somebody out, yeah, you might have gotten a thank you from the person, which is reward in itself. Um, but the rest of society started, and it's become more and more um, flagrant, more and more noticeable, where it's not, you know. If you did a good deed back in the day, the community would support that. Now, if you fake doing good deeds, the community supports that. Nobody seems to notice, actual good things that happen, and nobody gets behind that person to do that. It's kind of like that. People listen to the negative more than they listen to the positive. Where if you say something good about something, you probably tell one person, but if you say something bad about something, Like if you have something bad to say about something, you'll tell as many people as you can. And I think there was a study done way back in history where, you would tell three people. If it was something bad, you would tell three people. But if it was something good, you'd tell one person, maybe. I think that was the ratio. And here we are in Western civilization, and pretty much everybody will agree if I say, hey, we're watching a collapse right now. It's a shit show out there. It's an absolute debacle. Um, I'm seeing on social media right now where cops are arresting people or knocking on the doors of people who mention how bad it is for these grooming gangs. That's what they're called, grooming gangs, who get together and attack, sexually assault, beat young women, right? And it's okay to do it now because now the cops are saying, hey, you can't talk about that. It's okay for them to do that, right? Now, that's when you know civilization has completely flipped over. What do you think? Write it in the comments. If you're a sane person, it'll shine. Somebody else will pick up on it because I like to mention the comments because it helps other people. It helps me in the algorithm and all of that. And thank you very much if you do that, right? But that's not the reason why. It's because when I watch a video and I want to see, verify, or I just want to see how what kind of people are out there in the world. And I'll click on the comments and I'll scroll through the comments, and then you get a then then that makes me want to comment more than anything I've seen in the video. I'll get in there and I'll comment on somebody's comment, or I'll put a comment that I haven't seen yet, right? Of something that I know about, and then people will like it and comment on my comment, and there's a little socialization thing happening there in the comments that the YouTube maker has no idea, you know. And yeah, if you heard anything you kind of like here, you identify with anything you kind of like here, hit the like button, of course, right? And consider subscribing. I'm going to be doing a lot of these videos. I'm just kind of getting started with this channel, but yeah, there's more of this stuff to come. All right, I'll see you in the next one.